The X-Zone radio and TV show is largely an opinion talk show. All opinions, comments, or statements of fact expressed by Rob McConnell's guests are strictly their own and are not to be construed as those of the X-Zone radio and TV show or in any manner endorsed by Rob McConnell, Relmar McConnell Media Company, Talkstar Radio Network, its affiliated stations, or employees.
All Hit Radio.
Welcome to the X Zone, a place where fact is fiction and fiction is reality. Now, here's your host, Rob McConnell.
Welcome back to the X Zone, everyone. My guest this hour is Dr. Janice BAYLIS. Dr. BAYLIS is a retired reading specialist teacher and community college dream study instructor. In 1959, her carpool passenger called at 6 a.m. asking to change their meeting spot. That same morning at 7 a.m., Mabel was getting into Janice's car. Around the corner, they heard a large crash. As they rounded the corner to pass their regular meeting place, they saw a small airplane had landed upside down in the corner of the parking lot where they would have been. Dr. BAYLIS is joining me now. Dr. BAYLIS, tell me more about this. What was it that changed Mabel's mind?
Well, I asked her, how did you know?
Yeah.
And she said, I dreamed it last night. And, you know, my kids in the back seat said, wow, you know. I mean, it was just so amazing to find that the dream mind could look forward in time.
I'm sorry, dear. I just find this fascinating.
Okay.
Yeah, and doctor, as a dream instructor, have you heard about this? Is this common practice where people can foretell what's going to happen in the future through dreams?
Well, I did some studying with Edgar Casey's group and my own students, of course, and I tabulated how many of those dreams were precognitive.
Yes.
They came out 23%.
Holy cow. 23%. Now,
it's one of the things that dream mind can do.
Where did your interest in dreams come from, Dr. BAYLIS?
Well, from that precognitive dream of Mabel. My God, if the dreaming mind can do that, what else can it do? And, you know, I just started finding out what I could find out. All I could find was Freud and Jung. And finally I found Edgar Casey's material. And I went to the Casey in Virginia Beach and studied with them. And just from teaching, you know, if you want to learn something, teach it.
If you want to learn something,
so I learned a lot from my students. Dreams are very practical. That's what I found out.
When somebody says to you, I'm a dreamer, is that a compliment to the person?
Well, there's two kinds of dreams. There's night dreams and there's daydreams. But even the daydreams can be useful. They can be a waste of time, but they can also be very useful. So, but night dreams are meant to be useful.
Really? So many people say that in their night dreams or with their night dreams, they can actually communicate with those on the other side or those who have departed. Have you found this to be the case?
Yes, I have. Sometimes the deceased person is in the dream just for something that the dreamer associates with them.
Wow.
But occasionally it has happened. One of the examples is Dante was writing Divine Comedy, and he passed away before it was quite finished. Well, he was been working on the last part, but he put it away every night, and the family couldn't find the ending.
All right, Doctor, please stand by. Doctor, stand by. You and I have to take a commercial break. We'll be right back. Exonation, Dr. Janice Baylis is our special guest. Amazon.com/DP/1466219-246. And Dr. Baylis and I will be back on the other side of this commercial break talking about dreams as the X Zone continues from our studios in Hamilton, Ontario, Canada. Don't go away. Exonation, my guest this hour is Dr. Janice Baylis. We're talking about dreams this hour. And, Doctor, can people from the other side or those who have newly or just passed away actually communicate with us in our dreams?
Yes, as I was saying, Dante had almost finished Divine Comedy. Actually, he had kind of finished it, but he put it away. Writers are funny about their stuff; they don't want it, exposed until they're ready. So he had put it away, and nobody in the family knew where it was. So the family looked all over, and then one night his son dreamed that his father, Dante, came to him in a dream and showed him where the end of the manuscript was. It was behind a loose brick in a wall in their house. But who would have known the brick was loose? Only Dante. Oh. There are a few other, instances.
Give me some more examples, Doctor.
Well, another man had written his will, and he'd been working on it with his lawyer, and he put it in the pocket of his coat, not realizing that the pocket had a hole in it. The seam was loose. The will fell down between the lining and the outside of the coat, and he passed away. And nobody could find the will. The lawyer said, "I know, I had it. We were working on it." And there again, the man came to his son in a dream and told him he had, put it in the pocket of that coat. So to look in that coat, they found the will.
Let me ask you this, Doctor. What is the physiology behind a dream?
Oh, there's a long series of chemical changes that change you from, deep sleep, restful sleep, to dreaming, and then that wears off and you go back into these. There's 4 stages of dream. There are 4 stages of sleep. And there's a lot of chemical stuff. I don't, it's hard to explain. But when you are in dreams, it isn't a physiological thing, it's a thinking thing. Your dream mind mostly thinks associatively. It can be realistic, but it's very seldom. Its natural way of thinking is associatively.
How long do dreams last, and how many dreams would a person have in the normal course of an evening's sleep?
Normally, from 4 to 7. Short ones to begin with.
Mm-hmm.
The final dream of the night can almost be 90 minutes.
Wow. Do most people dream in color, or do most people dream in black and white, or is it a mixture of both?
It can be both, but it's normally color. Color can be, very meaningful in a dream.
Such as?
Well, comes to mind quickly. My sister was an extrovert, and I'm an introvert.
Mm-hmm.
And when I'd done something stupid, being too shy, I'd dream about my sister, and she would be wearing something blue. I made her sad because I didn't express myself enough in front of other people. I was too shy. So that made my extroverted part feel blue, sad.
So the colors in a dream have a definite association with your mood or what's happening in your life at that point?
Something, yes. Usually, it wouldn't always be. Wouldn't always use color as a important message carrier, but it definitely can be. It will have something to do with your waking life.
In your opinion, Doctor, what is the importance of a dream, and what should people look out for in a dream in order to see something significant?
Well, it's very complex because this associative thinking, the way that dream mind works, I have worked with and found 7 different limbs. So there's 7 different kinds. It can be word association, it can be people association, it can be a universal situation. So there's 7 limbs, but each of those limbs has branches. I've got 53 branches. That's complicated. So it takes, that's why I wrote the book, because people have to learn what kinds of things to look for. And that's what my book is about. So I can't just tell you that it's easy.
All right, what happens, what does a dream tell us, Doctor, if we go to sleep at night and we dream of someone we haven't seen in years? Is there a psychology behind this?
Well, that would be the people limb off of the associative thinking trunk. And that person could be there because of their name. It could be there because of their job.
Mm-hmm.
You associate a time of life in your life when you were, working with that person. It could be there because of a particular belief that they are representing. Al Gore and ecology.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, a physical trait or a character trait or a psychological trait, like my sister's psychologically extrovert. And sometimes you get an object that represents a person. I dreamed about the big green trash barrel at school to represent the janitor. So, but they're there usually because of something you associate with that person.
What about nightmares? How do we figure nightmares to be part of the human psyche?
Well, because sometimes there's something going on in a person's waking life that is not good, and they're not paying attention to it. So the subconscious mind knows all this stuff. They can go precognitively. They're much deeper than the waking mind. So the subconscious mind wants to tell you, pay attention to this. And if you have a nightmare, it scares you into paying attention.
So a nightmare is designed to scare the hell out of us?
Yep.
Wow.
Well, people can be stubborn. They need it sometimes.
But there are so many different dreams. When let's say you and I both go to sleep at night and we have a dream pertaining to horses and water fountains and, let's see, flying. Would the interpretation of the horses and the flying and the fountains have the same meaning in my dream as it would in yours?
No, not necessarily at all. It's the dream mind figures out. It can go into your memory bank and find what it needs to use that you, in your memory, would associate with that.
Gotcha.
So everybody, the idea of looking it up in a dream dictionary, sure, some symbols are universal, but mostly it's very personal.
What are some of the universal symbols that all people can relate to in a dream dictionary? Because that's exactly where I was going with this. There you go into any bookstore and you go into the New Age section and there's row upon row upon row of dream books. The funny part is if you open up book A and look under horse and book B, two different meanings. So how does one know how to better understand their own dreams?
Well, check it to see what it relates to in the dreamer's daily life. It's about that particular person. And sometimes, we have like a new birth in a family. That happens to lots of people. So there could be some symbol that would be associated with a new birth. But and universal symbols appear that way. But there also could be something in that particular person's life where, like, if they'd had a new baby and then it died early or something, they would have a different reaction.
So different people have different dream meanings for the same, for a multitude of symbols that people around the world may think all mean the same thing. So dreams are basically very unique.
Oh, yes. Very much to the individual dreamer.
All right, Doctor, you and I have to take our news break at the bottom of the hour. Please stand by. Interesting lady, Exo Nation. We're talking to Dr. Janice BAYLIS about dreams. Now, Dr. BAYLIS has a book that's available at Amazon.com/DP/1466219-246. And Dr. BAYLIS and I will be back on the other side of this commercial break with the news as the X-Zone continues from our studios in Hamilton, Ontario, Canada. 1-800-610-7035 worldwide toll-free. Email xzone@xzoneradiotv.com. Don't forget, Exo Nation, help stop human trafficking and human slavery. Visit www.mdsrc.org, and that is the Modern Day Slavery Reporting Center. My name is Rob McConnell. This is the X-Zone. Don't go away.
Hi, this is Eric Rawls of Cosmoverse.com, and you're listening to Rob McConnell in the X-Zone.
Hi, this is Blade Runner, and you are listening to Canada's #1 paranormal radio show, The X-Zone, with Rob McConnell.
Hi, I'm Laura Sabrin of Feast to Fields Organic Vineyard in Jordan, and you're listening to Canada's #1 paranormal radio show, The X Zone, with Rob McConnell.
Hi, my name is Lady Ashley, the White Witch of Niagara-on-the-Lake, and you're listening to Canada's #1 paranormal talk radio show, The X Zone, with Rob McConnell.
Welcome to the X Zone, a place where fact is fiction and fiction is reality. Now, here's your host, Rob McConnell.
Hey now, hey now. Hey now, hey now. Have you ever seen such a beautiful night? I could almost kiss the stars, they're shining so bright. When I see you smile and I go, oh, oh, oh. I would never want to miss this, 'cause in my heart I know what this is. Hey now, this is what dreams are made of. Hey now, this is what dreams are made of. I've got somewhere I belong. I've got somebody to love. This is what dreams are made of. Have you ever
Welcome back, everyone. Dr. Janice Baylis is our special guest of this hour. We're talking about dreams. And tell me, Dr. Baylis, can dreams, help bring physical healings to us? And if so, how?
Well, I don't really know how, but I've had a couple of experiences myself. I had something wrong with one of my eyes, and I had to call a substitute to teach for me at school, made an appointment for the doctor for the next day, and I lay down and take a nap, and I dreamed that I was looking out at my patio, and there was a puddle there. And as I looked at it, something from the puddle came up like a electric firing or something, whatever, and it hit my eye, and it tingled in the dream. And then when I woke up from the nap, my eye was better. But I had already canceled for the teaching, and I kept that appointment the next day with the doctor. He said it's just fine. I don't know how the dream does this precognitive looking into the future. But I know it can do it.
So why are dreams so crazy and complex?
Well, when you dream and you see a particular image, that is like the target. But what triggered that particular image is something in the dreamer's subconscious mind. Something the subconscious mind knows is the dreamer will associate with that particular image. But all you see is the target. You don't see the trigger until that's why you have to learn the system, how the dream can do all this.
So why do dreams have to be so complex, so complicated? Why just can't we get a very straightforward message in a dream?
Well, the associative thinking process is really a very simple process. If I take my keys out of my purse and head toward the door, the dog runs over to the door and is wagging his tail. He wants to go for it. He associates my keys with a possible ride.
Exactly. Okay.
We do this all the time when we're awake. And it's really a very simple kind of thinking. But because we're not trained to remember our dreams, and we often don't even have the target image, much less and I don't know why, but our society just doesn't teach us to pay attention to dreams and how dreams can. I mentioned the people limb had 8 branches. There's a quality limb with a bunch of branches. There's a word limb with a bunch of branches. the psychological limb with a big bunch of answers, figures of speech and family, and nobody's teaching us about that.
Why not?
Well, because it is complex, and you can get along without paying attention to your dreams, but you can get along better if you do pay attention, and that's why I wrote the book.
If dreams play such a significant part in our lives, why aren't we being taught this? Why do we have to go outside of the traditional learning boxes to find out about dreams?
Well, I don't know why. It seems to me very unfortunate that the regular education system hasn't been paying attention. And parents say to their children, forget it, it was just a dream. So we grow up thinking not to pay attention. It's
Interesting.
just unfortunate.
Yeah. I understand that the Indians, the North American First Nations, believe that their soul actually leaves their body when they dream.
Yes, it doesn't mean that they felt that every time they dream it's because their soul left their body, but that it can happen. Just like a deceased person's spirit can come to you in a dream and tell you where something is. And I've had a couple of these myself, an out-of-body experience in a dream.
Share them with us, would you, Doctor?
Pardon?
Share them with us.
Oh, well, it's just that, gosh, it's been quite a while since I did actually had the dream. It's just that I was in my bedroom, up at the ceiling, looking down at my body asleep, and thinking, this is strange. And I went to visit my mother, and she told me that she saw me in her dream that night. And then I went back into my body. There was no... I think I'd probably been reading about that, and that to prove to me that it could happen, I had that experience. I've only had it a couple of times.
Where does the dream get the images that we have in the dream? I've been told that you can only have an image of a dream of something that you've seen. And yet I've heard from other people that they have seen images in their dreams that they have never seen before. So what is the rationale behind this?
We have like three main things of the life experiences where we see things. And there are personal experiences, there are cultural experiences, and there are universal experiences. And especially with the universal experiences, that whether you've had the experience or not, in your superconscious, it's there. They're called archetypes. And so you don't have to have experienced something in order to have an image of it or in your experience bank. So your subconscious mind can go anywhere in your memory bank or in your archetypal part of your brain.
Some people that I've talked to over the years, Doctor, tell me of dreams where they're trying to escape something, but they just can't move, or they feel frozen in time. What would this mean in a dream?
Look to your daily life. Where is it in your waking life that something is bugging you, kind of after you, something that you're supposed to be trying to, eliminate, and but you haven't been able to do it yet. Then look to the rest of the dream maybe, and see if the rest of the dream gives you a clue as to how to do that. But you might not get another clue. You just have to look at your daily life and see what it is that's
Let me ask you this: as a trained psychologist, I understand you went to Columbia Pacifica University and where you received your PhD in psychology. As a scientist, what do you know? Like when you look at dreams, and then you look at dreams as a student of the Edgar Cayce Foundation or the ARE Center in Virginia Beach. How do you balance between being a scientist and being a student of New Age dream technology or dream interpretation?
Well, I just written a white paper about dreaming being a complex system.
Mm-hmm.
And this complexity theory science is fairly new, but it is scientific, and it's about the fact that dreaming is a process that is actually systematic. It takes a whole paper to explain.
Your latest book is entitled Dream Dynamics and Decoding, Personal, Practical, Powerful Messages. What was your inspiration behind this book?
Well, teaching my students, and finding out, and with the Edgar Cayce material, dreams are practical. They're related to your daily life, and I think that people need to know that so that they can get the help that their subconscious mind is offering. But 50 years ago, when I first got into this, only the psychological part was being paid attention to at all. Only the psychologists were the only ones doing, and they were only paying attention to your personality and your relationships. They weren't paying attention to your finances or your creative projects or anything else, but just your personality and relationship.
But when it comes to the scientific side, how far is the gap between what science is saying compared to what people who are into the New Age dream philosophy, like the people at the ARC, how far apart are these two camps?
Well, the scientists, if you're into complexity science, then you're going to be looking for what is the pattern, what is the system, what's really going on. And in the New Age, you're just kind of winging it. And, usually they get their messages.
So when you went to the ARE, as a scientist, how did you give anything that these people were saying who were winging it any credibility?
Because they were saying that these dreams are practical. They were relating to their life. That's what Cayce told people. He told them about healing dreams and so forth. And it just made so much sense to me because that's what I was finding with my students.
Mm-hmm. So it's more of a personal quest than it is a scientific quest.
Yes, but I am, as I said, I just wrote this white paper because I want people to understand that dreams are not just a bunch of random firing and not nonsense, that they really do have a system they follow. It's a very complex system. Like I said, I have 7 branches and 7 limbs and 53 branches. 53 branches is a lot. But once you learn that's why I had to write the book, because there's no other place I really know that people can find it. And then once you understand it, it makes perfect sense.
So how can dreaming help me in my day-to-day life?
It could be your diet, your exercise, your physical things that you need to do. It could be your finances. It could be relationships. It could be a creative problem you're working on. You're trying to design a sewing machine and you have only idea of a needle with a hole in the blunt end, and you have to have a dream to tell you to put it in the pointed end. Creativity. Relationships. I've written a book about really all about dreams about relationships.
Mm-hmm.
And it's there, all the whatever it is that's going on in your daily life that, you know, you could use some help with. Your dreams will try to help you.
We've got to take a commercial break, Doctor. Please stand by. Exonation Dr. Janice BAYLIS is our special guest. We're talking about dreams this hour here in the X Zone. And Dr. BAYLIS has written a book entitled Dream Dynamics and Decoding Personal, Practical, Powerful Messages, and it's available at Amazon.com. 1-800-610-7035 worldwide toll-free. Email xzone@xzoneradiotv.com, on MSN Messenger, xzoneradiotv@hotmail.com, and our website, www.xzoneradiotv.com. This is the X Zone, a place where people dare to believe and dare to be heard. Don't forget, help stop human slavery and human trafficking. Visit the Modern Day Slavery Reporting Center at www.mdsrc.org. My name is Rob McConnell. This is the X Zone. We'll be back on the other side of this commercial break as we continue talking about dreams with our guest this hour, Dr. Janice BAYLIS. Don't go away.
I walk a lonely road, the only one that I have ever known. Don't know where it goes, but it's home to me, and I walk alone. I walk this empty street on the boulevard of broken dreams, where the city sleeps and I'm the only one, and I walk alone. Sometimes I wish someone up there will find me. Till then I walk alone. I'm walking down the line that divides me somewhere in my mind.
Exonation, Dr. Janice BAYLIS is our special guest. She's the author of Dream Dynamics and Decoding Personal, Practical, Powerful Messages. When you were at, Columbia Pacifica College, what was your thesis on for your PhD?
I had already written Sleep on It, the Practical Side of Dreaming,
Mm-hmm.
and I used that.
Now, the Columbia Pacifica University, is that a mainstay university, or is that an online university?
Well, no, this was long ago before it would be online. It wasn't online.
But you actually attended there?
Well, it was kind of a correspondence.
Right, because we according to our records, there was a court order to issued to the Columbia Pacific University to cease operating illegally in California.
Oh.
Yeah.
Oh, I think the Men and Women author, John Gray. Anyway, he went to there. His degree is from there too,
Mm-hmm.
but this was years ago.
I see. So it was a correspondence course, right?
Yes,
So your doctorate is through a correspondence school.
Yes.
All right, I want to thank you very much for joining us. It's been great having you with us. Take care of yourself, and I wish you much success with your book. Well, there you have it, X Zone Nation. Another person defrocked here on the X Zone. Correspondence school that was ordered to cease operating illegally in California. Can you imagine that? Somebody coming on the show and pretending they're a doctor? Give them enough rope, and they will hang themselves. My name is Rob McConnell. This is the X Zone. We'll be back on the other side of the news at 6.5 minutes past the hour as we continue in the world of the paranormal and the science of parapsychology and defrocking frauds here in the X Zone. So I guess when it comes to Dr. Janice, or should we just call her Janice Baylis, since it was a correspondence school doctorate degree? We'll just call her Janice for now. As you see, another one truly does bite the dust. This is the X Zone. My name is Rob McConnell, and we'll be back on the other side of the news as we continue. Whatever you do, don't go away. It's going to get better. Uh-huh. I wonder why people call themselves doctors when they're really not doctors. Go to a correspondence school to become a doctor? That's scary. We'll be back. Don't go away.
With the sound of speed, machine guns ready to go.